I have really been hoping to get you in the studio for the longest time.
Yay!
Because I truly love talking to songwriters on top of artists. And it's incredible. Singer-songwriter and Grammy winner Cam is here.
Grammy winner.
Yay! Was that a good enough intro?
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's all
You're
you have
a
to say.
Grammy winner. Do you carry it with you? I would.
You know what? I feel like I want to. It's pretty heavy.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's actually, I know everyone says that and it
looks
sounds
just
silly
decorative.
to say, but no, it's like made of some stuff. It takes them a second too. You don't walk away with a Grammy. They let you take a picture with like a
fake
kind of like
Grammy?
a stand-in, yeah. And then when you get home, you wait a few months and then it gets delivered. And it's like,
what? Oh my goodness. I saw a picture.
Because they engrave it.
You posted a picture with your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like
she doesn't really understand, but I was like, baby, this is the most important trophy you can win for like album of the year, you know?
She's probably like, is that like
great.
a gold star that I get in school? Because
Yeah.
that's like, what an accomplishment.
Thanks.
So for anybody who may not know, Cam was instrumental in working on the Cowboy Carter album for Beyoncé. What, 5 songs, right?
Yeah.
5 songs. And you produced 2 of them?
Yeah, I produced 4 of them.
4
I
of
should
them.
know this faster. 3 of them? Lynn's is like, whatever. Produced some of them. Sang on some of them. Wrote on all of them. Yeah, so it was kind of a mixed bag of talents I got to tap into, which was amazing.
So how do you get recruited for that kind of project?
You just get a call and you hope to God you're there that day.
I was going to say, I guess you answer all your calls.
Yeah, I mean, it was so random. I was just at home, and most of the time, as an artist, you're out and about. You're traveling, you're doing things. And my publisher was like, "Are you in Nashville?" I was like, "Yeah, actually I am." She's like, "Can you go to the session?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So did you actually sit down and write with Beyonce, or was it a lot of like you were in one room and she was in another and a lot of emails back and forth?
They don't talk about exactly how they do it because it's like a really special process. And so we're not supposed to talk about exactly how it goes down, which I kind of think is amazing and magical and mystical about it all. But I can say that I loved it. Like, I think it was fantastic. Like, the way it was kind of organized and how it all went down, like, I couldn't get enough. When I finally heard the entire record all the way through, I was like kneeling in front of the speakers and I was like in tears almost.
Wow.
Because to me, she created something that was exactly what I wanted to hear. And I know everybody feels this way, but just something like that was a history lesson in country music and our country, and then delivering it not sonically bound to that genre, like being able to
evolving it.
Yes, is just, I mean, what an incredible cultural feat that to be a part of something like that is just
I just got
dream.
chilled. I literally, my arm hairs are standing up on end just hearing you talk about that.
That's how I feel too.
Oh
it
my
just is
gosh.
unreal. And like, because I feel like there's a lot of people, when you get to a certain level, I'm sure you can just say, okay, I want to keep doing, I'll coast. Because, you could coast. And also, you could just get checks and do what you need to do. And she, as somebody who's that big, chose cultural impact.
Yeah. Well, I feel like she really leads the way. She's one of those artists that leads the way. Like, this is why everybody else is kind of coming out with country right now. And I mean, for many reasons, but
yeah.
Wow. Back to you, though, I have to say, because you were working on your own music at the time.
At the same time, actually.
And raising your young daughter as a new mom. I mean, how, like, I always ask new moms, like, how do you have time for it all?
Yes.
But, like, in this case, how do you have time for it all?
I know, you don't. So you have to, like, section it out on how it's going to work and juggle and sort of get lost in it. And yeah, because I feel like growing up in the 90s was like, you can have it all and everything's going to be.
Yeah, as long as you don't sleep.
Yes. And it's like, you can't have it all at the same time. I like that. And I got this gift from the pandemic of a lot of time with her. And I also had to like face the identity crisis that comes with becoming a new mom, like new body, new brain, new identity. And then my job sort of being on hold because, like anyone who was touring couldn't really tour. It was like a really weird moment in time.
Right.
But the flip side of that was I was home and I went into the studio alone where normally I would be around a bunch of other people, and I got to have like a moment with myself about what it is I wanted to do and what I wanted to write. And all of a sudden I tapped into something that felt like a deeper, like a deeper level of songwriting, you know, and like a deeper commitment to making something that felt important for me and like my spiritual growth, my values, and trying to build something that like my daughter can lean on when she gets older. She can listen to these stories when she's feeling lost, you know, and hopefully hear herself in it and know that we all feel lost.
Yeah,
like,
but also just like a way for her to know her mother better.
Right? I know. Isn't that crazy?
Let's talk about the music. So first, the single Everblue is just like hauntingly beautiful.
Thank you.
Where do you find your like creative vibe? Like where do you find your inspiration for your songs?
I mean, that one all day it was so crazy. We had written We Always Do, which is the last track on the album, which is like radical optimism, which I have to have, otherwise the world is too dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then Everblue, he had kind of thrown out this like, I never knew Evergreen could turn to Everblue, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know how this feels. There's like this emo kid in me listening in headphones, like in my room. I can picture me like just eating this up so deeply. And when we got back together to like hash it out, it really didn't take that long, because I think there's something, I don't know, about obviously with like Burning House and stuff too, like this gear of like tapping into sadness and somehow wrapping it up in a package that makes it feel
inspiring.
Yeah, or like
weirdly like
okay somehow.
Yeah. Well, I know like it's I don't know how to put this, like this sad girl energy. It's not though. It's something else.
I hope it's
deeper
healing.
than that. Yes.
I really hope like
it's
everything.
Like journaling. That's what I'm looking for. Journaling almost in a way.
Yeah, and not being afraid to like address that stuff, because for me, whenever I have like an existential crisis coming on, I can't look away. Like I can't like go about my business. I have to sit down and stare into the abyss and make peace with something, or find an answer, or like make it bite-sized, manageable. I have to do that. And so that singing calms my body, like physically, and writing this stuff, you know how sometimes you're kind of free write journaling, or you're just blabbing, or you're making a joke, somehow something like really meaningful sneaks out of your like subconscious. And that's what happens when I write. Sometimes it's like, whoa, I really needed to hear that. And I sometimes don't even realize until much later, like I was telling myself something like really important.
It might not be apparent at the time. It's interesting you say that, because every time I'm anxious, if I have like a lot of things on my brain, it does make me feel better to just write them down.
Yes.
Because then it's like, okay, it's out of my brain.
Yeah.
And now I can move on. And it's just like one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm. Do you meditate too?
I probably should.
The whole album is titled All Things Light. And it's after Turns Out That I'm God. There's a lyric, I dreamt myself to the center of all things light. And that was the first time I ever meditated and turned like off the ticker tape narrator that's going at all times in my brain. And I just felt this like peace of like a hum and a light that's inside me. And it was like immediately I knew it was in everything. And it was so calming.
Okay, I experienced that one time only, and that was during like a yoga class. I really allowed myself to go somewhere else, and I was like, oh, that feeling's great, but I've never been able to accomplish that. Yeah, no, I gotta go songwrite or something.
Yeah, or meditate.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a super easy thing to do, but like, and I should definitely do it more than I do. But man, turning off your brain, it's a good move.
It's not easy for a lot of us. I think that's like why your music is just so relatable.
Oh, good.
And I think, right? I would love to know, I mean, you are kind of like a master at blending genres. Like you lean country, but do you define yourself as a country artist?
I think country music, when it's done well, is the best format in songwriting. Like I think I really hold it in like such high regard. But I grew up around folk and, you know, like pop and alternative and all kinds of stuff. So to me, when like this album just sounds like me and it sounds normal. So it doesn't really sound, I don't mean for it to feel like an effortful, like, oh, I'll be clever.
You're your
and
own
grab
genre.
this, grab. Yeah. It's more like,
I mean, you could be if you wanted to.
Yeah. I think we're at a point in time where I think we're moving past like the
labels,
advertising categories that were made, like 100 years ago.
Your label definitely does not want to hear that.
No, actually, they're pretty supportive. RC has been pretty great. Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's just like such an old school way of thinking. Yeah. It's like, remember, going back to Beyonce for a second, I mean, some stations didn't know what to do with her music.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, wait, are we going to be country? Or are we going to be pop? Like, what are we going to do? Where do we put it?
Yeah. Oh, the people that got ticked off in country, that was like...
Even Chapel, Chapel too had the same issue. So
I think it's the cherry on top, though. I actually think it's a sign of, it's like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic
when they don't know what to do with you.
Yes,
you're doing it right.
Yes, I think that's what the ninth path or whatever. Like you just, if there's paths in front of you, they're not for you. Like your path is like the undefined one. You take the one that you cannot see, and I think that's huge when someone can do that artistically. It's very hard to let go of all the stuff you've sort of like indoctrinated. Sounds really harsh, but like we've all been like,
no, but we've been conditioned.
And
being in this industry,
to let go of that stuff and then make something that doesn't fall into any of those categories is actually very difficult.
You're a visionary.
Thanks. I was talking about them, but I appreciate
but you're a visionary. You're a visionary, and also just I love just the vibe that you have.
Oh, thanks.
It's like you have like a really calming vibe. And I feel like you put it all out there. All Things Light. I mean, I've seen you talk about how your daughter kind of inspired it a little bit.
Yeah, if you get the vinyl, which you should because it's really beautiful. We took all these photos in Milan, and like if you open it up, there's an inscription to her in every copy that's just like, I hope you know like how lost I felt too, and you can be brave when you don't want to be, and you can stare into the abyss. And you can know that you are as holy as the chaos that you're swimming through, and you'll know that you're God too. Like I want her. It's lofty ideals for a 5-year-old, and I hope when she's older it makes more sense. But I'm her mom, so maybe she'll laugh it off.
My sister and I, we go through these old family photos. Like those feel so precious. But imagine her having a vinyl, like something you created, not just the words, but the actual sound, the music.
I can't really imagine it because I don't know anyone that had a parent that did this.
Right.
So this
is something else. Like you really gave her such a beautiful gift. Thanks. And all of us as well.
Thanks.
Yeah. So any plans for bringing the show on the road?
Yeah, we haven't announced it yet, but yes, there are
so
plans.
We cannot say anything just yet.
Not yet. You can say that something will be happening, but I don't know details.
Okay. Well, definitely keep an eye on Cam because she's amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, so nice chatting with you.
Yes, and congrats on the album.
Thank you.